So, as we've been watching the first half, it has broken through the ever-reliable stream in the chat, and the ever-reliable John Percy actually is very good on Derby stuff. And then we've had it confirmed by the EFL that Derby will be playing in the Championship next season. I know how ridiculous it all sounds that we're at a point in between two seasons, with one season having finished a long while ago and another season, literally pre-season training started on Monday. But they did reveal this strange business of the double fixture list that was interchangeable, that could have been for Derby or could have been for Wycombe. The odd thinking being that if they were going to punish Derby for FFP, profit and sustainability stuff pertaining to last season, that it would be Wycombe that would be the beneficiaries if Derby were deducted points. After that final day shootout with Sheffield Wednesday left Derby 4th from bottom, Wigan 3rd from bottom, Rotherham 2nd from bottom, and Sheffield Wednesday bottom. So if we head over to the lovely EFL website, what are they telling us? The EFL can today publish the written reasons relating to the Independent Disciplinary Commission's sanction verdict in respect of the recent proceedings between the EFL and Derby County. So first thing to realise, and I think people do fudge this up a little bit, this verdict is the Independent Commission's, not the EFL's. It's a third party that often has the final say in a lot of these things, where the EFL doesn't seem to. Following the decision, the EFL remains disappointed that the Commission has determined that a £100,000 financial penalty is appropriate when it was found the policy adopted for the amortisation of player registrations and the description in the notes to the annual accounts did not comply with profit and sustainability rules. So there's your first headline. The EFL are backing themselves and they think Derby should have been more harshly dealt with. The Independent Disciplinary Commission disagree, and God, it's trying to find some sense between Derby and the EFL. I mean, yeah, really. Alongside a financial penalty, the club received a reprimand as to its future conduct and has been ordered to submit revised and restated accounts for the years ended 30th of June 16. And remember, when they're submitting those accounts, so that will be for that time period. Normally, those accounts would be submitted 1 year later. So that's the whole ridiculous issue with this financial stuff, is that we're constantly a year behind, aren't we? Anyway, they've got to give their accounts in for June 16, so the 15-16 season, 17, so the 16-17 season, and June 2018 as well. And that needs to be done by the 18th of August 2021. Remember, this is the whole reason Steve Gibson of Middlesbrough wanted to sue Derby or the EFL back then, because, of course, in the 17-18 season, or is it 18-19 season, where Middlesbrough missed out to Derby in the playoffs, wasn't it? Although Derby did get in the playoffs in 17-18 as well. So there would be someone, Preston? I'm trying to think, in 17-18. But there we go. Well, the EFL does not agree that those sanctions are commensurate to the breaches found. Following consultation with our legal advisors, the EFL board has regrettably determined that there are insufficient grounds to appeal the sanction imposed by the Independent Disciplinary Commission. As a result, the league's successful appeal, the club's restated accounts and revised calculations are to be prepared using a compliant form of amortisation in accordance with accounting standard FRS 1.2 and the requirement of the P&S rules. So, in short, amortisation is how players are valued on the balance sheet and their valuations going up and down. So assets look good or bad, depending if you want to be showing good numbers or showing bad numbers. In very simple terms, if it was you or I if we wanted to buy a house and borrow a lot of money, we would show that we were making lots of money so we could get a nice mortgage. If we weren't doing anything like that and we just wanted a low tax bill, we would show that we were not making very much money. And we might say our players are worth a lot of money in scenario 1, and we might say our players are worth not a lot of money in scenario 2. Depends what you want to show sometimes, doesn't it? Once these have been submitted, the EFL will then be required to consider the submissions in reference to the P&S rules, and in particular reassess whether the club has complied with the requirement to limit losses in accordance with those rules. Of course, the profit and sustainability rules say that you can lose £13 million per year on a rolling three-year period. So basically, for any 3-year period, if you lose more than 39 million, you're in trouble and you've broken the P&S rules. There's one more little sentence there. As a consequence of the EFL's decision not to appeal, the divisional placings for season 2021-22 are to remain in accordance with the fixture list issued on 24th of June 2021. So look, there's loads and loads in there. And as I always say in these things, don't get emotional about this stuff because it's all maths. It's nothing to do with how you feel about your club or about Derby or about Wycombe or Middlesbrough or Preston or anyone. It's number bods making the accounts say what needs to be said. And what needs to be said for you to not breach FFP is that you haven't lost 39 million over a 3-year period. Once again, we have a situation where the EFL are saying one thing and the disciplinary commission are saying another. Now, not having sat and read the 100-page reports or whatever, I can't really comment on who's right and who's wrong on all of this. And not being a financial accountant whiz, I can't really comment on the amortization of Derby and how that's going to be fixed and tweaked because they weren't happy with the previous 16-year, 17-year and 18-year stuff. So it's all terribly complex. What I do know is this whole process is ridiculous. And I know Andy Holt, the Accrington chairman, can come across a little bit of a, drum banger sometimes. But I agree with him on the one big thing, that FFP being done retrospectively is ridiculous, isn't it? Because you're already a year removed. And we're now talking about 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18. Well, all those seasons are gone. So if Derby did break the rules, let's be fair, if they broke the rules based on the end of that and the 2018 year, that would have been submitted in 2019, wouldn't it? So it would have been that season where a points deduction would have been affected anyway. So the whole thing is a very, very large mess, isn't it? Needs to be tweaked. Derby will be staying in the division, but given the chaos there at the club, they will be in kind of serious relegation trouble. There's barely any players there as well. I will make it my business to have a look at the reports and try and find out about the numbers before I say anything else. All I will say is it's very unseemly, unsightly, disorganised. 3 years ago, signed off once, not allowed now, etc., etc. It's an absolute mess, of course. And let's hope that in future it's marshalled a little bit better. And that would be my immediate thoughts on the one thing I've read on this. Right. Let me know what you think in the comments of that big spiel. We are actually back in to the second half of Switzerland v Spain. It's Switzerland 0, Spain 1. We are partnered up here